Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Russell Rucker. I'm here for another constitutional talk. You know, a constitution was created in the convention, which is what these images are behind me. And originally, we had Articles of Confederation, which we talked about a couple months back. And in the convention, there were several plans. We've covered them so far. And the Articles of Confederation were kind of a weak document, and it was a problem. And in Mann's Tavern in Maryland, they held a convention with 12 members from different states. And Alexander Hamilton, he's pictured right here, he made a proposal, a resolution, to call for a broader meeting of more men, to work on more matters than just trade. See, the Annapolis Convention was set up to deal with issues between the states of trade, for trade. But we really had a much broader concern, and that was a lack of a strong federal government. So they passed a resolution, and it was sent up to Congress. And Congress approved the resolution, and on February 21st of 1787, they issued their own resolution. And I just thought it would help to understand why they were there in the convention to begin with. So I want to bring this up. We've had a lot of talk about the reason for being there was to make amendments to the Constitution to begin with. But here we have the work from Congress from 1787, February 21st. Whereas there is a provision in the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union for making alterations therein by the assent of Congress of the United States and of the legislatures of the several states, and whereas experience hath evinced that there are defects in the present Confederation as means to remedy which several of the states, and particularly the state of New York. Alexander Hamilton was from the state of New York, and he's the one that initially made this proposal that became the resolution. And the whole problem with the Confederation was just a weak ability to force the states to do anything. Okay, but I'll get back. And the particular state of New York, by express instructions to the delegates in Congress, have suggested a convention for the purpose, and this is what is important, for the purpose expressed in the following resolution, and such convention appearing to be the most probable means of establishing in these states a firm national government. So they're looking for a stronger central government than the one they had. Resolved that, in the opinion of Congress, it is expedient that on the second Monday in May next, a convention of delegates who shall have been appointed by the several states be held at Philadelphia for the sole and express purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation. Now, by the time this was written, they had already had states proposing who many of these delegates would be. So they already knew who was going to attend. At least a good portion of them were known. For the sole purpose and express purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation and reporting to Congress and the several legislatures such alterations and provisions therein as shall, when agreed to in Congress and confirmed by the states, render the federal constitution adequate to the exigencies of government and the preservation of union. Now, this is all important because it gives us the reason why we're going into the convention to begin with. When they were in the Annapolis Convention discussing trade, you had one state, I think it was New Jersey, that had a little more authority than the rest because of what they were sent there to do to begin with, is to work on trade, and New Jersey gave them a little bit broader instruction. So while they were in there discussing trade, they started to talk about other problems that we were having with the articles. And that's why Hamilton brought forth this resolution. You know, it's interesting as we get into the convention and Hamilton's, his discussion on his plan, which was never really a plan when he took the floor for that long speech. So he made a proposal for the convention. He had got through Congress, through New York's pushing it. And then they went into convention, and he still didn't get exactly what he wanted. But he got a lot of what he wanted. I just thought you'd like to know how it worked and how the purpose of the convention itself was to take place. A lot of our members that attended the convention, a few of them, there were 3 that refused to sign that were still there at the end, but there were others that left too, and this was the problem. They thought that Madison had gone too far in creating an entire new document. They thought they should be adhering to the resolution, which I just read from Congress, to basically open up and expand the Articles of Confederation, to fix the Articles of Confederation, not get a whole new document. But Madison and his followers believed that it was impossible to fix the Articles of Confederation. And so they had a whole new plan set. And his plan was the only plan that removed the Articles of Confederation. And I think that's really what's important here. I hope you understand a little bit more and get a little bit more out of the talks. And we'll see you next week on the next Constitutional Talk. Have a good day.